October 18, 2019, Trevor Zwolke, a high school football player who lived and played for Brenton Heckler High School, had a headache after one of his games. Since he had not fully healed from his concussion, his head was more vulnerable to a serious injury. He continued to practice and played the next game against Warner. He was playing and told the coach he had a headache and went to sit down. He then collapsed on the bench and nothing has been the same for him since. He was bleeding in the brain. He suffered second impact syndrome, a syndrome that happens when a brain swells from a concussion and doesn't heal before receiving another concussion. Concussions can happen to anyone and can impact someone's daily life in an instant. Concussions can take a toll on an athlete's health emotionally, mentally, and physically. I have seen and experienced the effects of a concussion and have done multiple research projects regarding them. First, we will discuss the effects concussions can have on an athlete's emotional health, then we will look at the mental health, then the physical effects. Concussions can have a negative impact on an athlete's emotional health by being known to link to depression. According to peakvista.org, numerous studies have shown a link between concussions and depression. Although it may not be flat-out depression, you get depression-like symptoms such as more intense emotions, sadness, irritability, nervousness, fatigue, and have been linked to suicidal ideas and attempts. Sunnybrook.ca states that people with concussions may also get easily overwhelmed and stressed. Concussion victims can get stressed over things like work, school, relationships, and money problems. These feelings of stress and being overwhelmed can lead to feeling of nausea and headaches, along with problems sleeping, concentrating, and memory problems. Foothillsneurology.com also says that people experience concussions also could develop mood swings, fear of future harm or injury, paranoia, aggressive behavior, and frustration. Although some people mistaken mental health and emotional health as the same, mental health is how we think, feel, and act. This includes our psychological and social well-being. Concussions can affect one's mental health by limiting how your mind processes and how you understand information and experience. According to Headway.org, brain injuries like concussions can result in the development of mental health conditions. These mental health conditions include schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and clinical depression. NIH.gov states that 1 in every 5 individuals may experience mental health symptoms up to 6 months after mild traumatic brain injury. It then goes on to explain the importance of taking the follow-up precautions and doing the right things so your body heals the right way and all the way. You can take care of yourself after concussion by doing simple tasks, not too much physical activity. Don't do strenuous and mental activities, and avoid pain relievers. According to PubMed.NCBI, organic personality disorders is the traditional diagnostic category used to account for personal disturbances after traumatic brain injury. Organic OPD is when you experience changes in emotional stability, motivation, judgment, or impulse control, are usually noted and is broadly classified as a personality change. Along with mental health effects, a person also suffers physical effects. A concussion effects on a person's physical health is not only painful, but it can also lead to permanent brain damage, and in some cases, be life-threatening, like in Trevor's situation. A concussion is a traumatic brain injury that affects your brain function, says MayoClinic.org. They include headaches and problems with concentration, memory, and balance. ClevelandClinic.org tells us what actually happens when you get a concussion. It tells us when you get a concussion, the trauma actually causes your nerve and blood vessels in your head to stretch, which causes chemical changes in your brain that results in memory loss. It then goes on to say one concussion usually doesn't cause permanent damage to your brain. However, multiple concussions in your life may result in structural change and damage to your brain. According to foothillsneurology.com, physical effects can include headaches, dizziness, and lightheadedness. Other short-term physical effects are more intense and can include nausea, vomiting, loss of consciousness, and even difficulty with coordination. Altogether, the 3 main points I discussed play part in the overall health impact that a concussion deals to an athlete or person that contracts a concussion. Although, along with the effects on your mental health, the emotional symptoms play alongside those mental effects. The physical aspect of concussions plays alongside the first 2 main points to create an overall negative health problem. Concussions can take a toll on an athlete's health emotionally, mentally, and physically. In conclusion, with all the risk athletes take and all the effects the concussions pose, athletes are playing a dangerous game including all of those risks that can negatively impact their game and health. By being educated about concussions and taking care of yourself, you can reduce the probability and seriousness of a potential concussion. These are my note cards.
Hi, I'm Jacob.
Hi, I'm Deshawn.
It's fine.